Hi everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you are new here, my name is Supreet and today we are diving into the world of programming languages. We are going to discuss 10 different programming languages that power some of the biggest companies in the world. Not only I will explain what each language is good for, but I will also tell you which top companies are hiring people with those skills. By the end of this video, you will have a clear idea of which language you should prioritize if you want to get into companies like Google, Amazon, Microsoft, and more. So, without a further ado, let's get started. Let's begin with Python, one of the most versatile and widely used programming languages today. Python's strength lies in its simplicity. Its syntax is clear and easy to learn, making it perfect for beginners. But don't let this simplicity fool you. Python is incredibly powerful, especially in the fields of data science, machine learning, artificial intelligence, and automation. It's also heavily used in web development with frameworks like Django and Flask. Now, let's talk about top companies using Python. When it comes to top tier companies using Python, you can't ignore Google, where it's used for everything from system automation to AI research. Netflix uses Python to develop internal system for recommendation algorithms. Instagram, which is one of the largest Django web applications, rely heavily on Python for backend development. Dropbox is another company that uses Python for its cross-platform applications. If you want to break into any field involving data, AI, or automation, Python is most essential language to learn. It's easy to get started, but its applications are vast. Next up, we have JavaScript, the king of front-end web development. Today, JavaScript runs in every browser and powers the interactive elements you see on websites, from buttons to animations and dynamic content loading. JavaScript's strength lies in its cross-platform nature. It can be run on both front-end and back-end when combined with frameworks like Node.js. Now, let's talk about top companies using JavaScript. Companies like Google, Facebook, and Microsoft rely heavily on JavaScript to build their user interfaces. Facebook uses JavaScript in its React framework to handle the front end of its platform, which powers everything from the newsfeed to chat features. Google uses JavaScript across multiple services, including Gmail, Google Docs, and YouTube. Even Microsoft uses JavaScript in its Edge browser and Microsoft 365 platform. If you want to work in web development or any field where you interact with users, JavaScript is a must have skill. With the growing popularity of single page applications and framework like React and Angular, JavaScript is more important than ever. Java is a language that has been around since 1995 and is still a major player in the world of programming, especially in the corporate environments. The reason Java has stayed relevant for so long is its promise of write once, run anywhere, meaning that Java application can run on any device that support the Java virtual machine. Java excels in enterprise applications, large-scale systems, and Android development. It's commonly used in the backend for large, high-traffic websites and financial institutions, thanks to its performance, security, and scalability. Java has a massive ecosystem of tools and libraries, and it's also the official language for Android app development. Now, let's talk about top companies using Java. Companies like Amazon, Twitter use Java extensively for backend systems. Amazon's complex and scalable architecture relies on Java to power its vast online retail platform. Twitter moved to Java for backend services because of its scalability. Java remains a top choice for anyone interested in enterprise software, Android development, or any field requiring robust, scalable systems. If you aim to work in big corporations or fintech, Java is essential. If you are into performance intensive applications like game development, system software, or embedded systems, C++ is your language. C++ is a high performance programming language that builds on C with added features like object oriented programming, making it more suitable for larger and complex applications. One of the most compelling reasons to learn C++ is its availability to handle low-level memory manipulation while still supporting high-level abstractions. This makes it an excellent choice for building video game engines, real-time simulations, and operating systems. C++ is also used in industries where every millisecond counts, like high frequency trading platforms. Now, let's talk about top companies using C++. C++ is used by companies like Microsoft, Nvidia, and Adobe. Microsoft uses C++ for developing core components of Windows and its game development framework, DirectX. NVIDIA uses C++ for performance critical tasks like GPU processing, and Adobe uses C++ for its Creative Cloud suite, which includes Photoshop, Illustrator, and Premiere Pro. If you are looking to get into game development, system programming, or fields requiring high performance and control over memory, C++ is the language you need. It's complex but offers unparalleled power. For anyone interested in developing apps for Apple ecosystem, Swift is the language to learn. Swift was introduced by Apple in 2014 to replace Objective-C as the preferred language for iOS, macOS, watchOS, and tvOS development. The goal was to create a modern language that is fast, safe, and expressive, allowing developers to write better apps with fewer bugs. Swift has quickly become a favorite among iOS developers because it's easier to read and write compared to Objective-C. It's also more efficient and provides modern features like optionals, which help prevent common programming errors. Swift Playground feature allows developers to test their code in real time, making it an excellent language for beginners and professionals alike. Now, let's talk about the top companies using Swift. While Apple is the obvious top company for Swift, many other companies are adopting it for their iOS apps. For example, LinkedIn uses Swift for their mobile app development, and LYFT has adopted Swift to build and maintain their iOS apps. And Uber also uses Swift to manage some components of its iOS apps. If you are aiming to become an iOS developer or want to build apps for Apple devices, Swift is an absolute must. It's fast, efficient, and designed to help you avoid common programming pitfalls. C Sharp is a modern object oriented programming language developed by Microsoft. Since its release in 2000, C Sharp has become the language for developing Windows applications, enterprise softwares, and especially game development with Unity. One of C Sharp major strength is its versatility. You can build desktop apps, web applications, and mobile apps using Xamarin. But where C Sharp really shine is in game development. Unity is one of the most popular game engines in the world. Uses C Sharp as its scripting language. This makes C Sharp an incredibly valuable skill for anyone interested in blooming game industry, especially in VR AR development. Now, let's talk about top companies using C Sharp. Of course, Microsoft is the biggest user of C Sharp as it powers a significant portion of their Windows application and frameworks. But if you're interested in game development, companies like Unity Technologies, Electronic Arts, and Blizzard Entertainment uses C Sharp to create some of the most popular games on the market. For example, EA's FIFA and Madden series, as well as Blizzard's World of Warcraft, are powered by C Sharp and Unity. If you want to work in game development or Windows software, learning C Sharp will open up a lot of opportunities. It's also a great language for developers looking to create cross platform applications. PHP is one of the oldest and most widely used programming languages for server side web development. PHP powers nearly 80% of websites today, including platforms like WordPress and Facebook. Its ease of use, flexibility, and integration with databases like MySQL have made it a popular choice for building dynamic web applications. PHP's most famous use case is probably WordPress, the world's most popular content management systems. Additionally, PHP is used extensively in e-commerce platforms such as Magento and Shopify, making it a critical language for those working on the back end of websites. Now, let's talk about top companies using PHP. Though Facebook has evolved its use of PHP with the creation of Hack, PHP still plays a critical role in Facebook backend. Wikipedia, Slack, and MailChimp also rely on PHP for their backend infrastructure. Many small and mid-sized businesses use PHP to develop dynamic websites and e-commerce solutions, making it a high demand skill for developers in web space. If you are interested in working in web development, especially on backend, PHP is still a relevant and widely used language. Many job opportunities for PHP developers are available, especially in smaller companies and web agencies. Ruby is best known for its elegance and productivity, especially when combined with the Ruby on Rails framework. Ruby prioritizes simplicity and readability, allowing developers to write clean and maintainable code quickly. This makes it a favorite for startups and companies looking to launch web applications fast. Ruby on Rails is a popular web application framework written in Ruby that has empowered thousands of companies to build powerful web applications with relatively little effort. It follows the convention over configuration philosophy, which means developers can focus more on writing application code rather than worrying about configurations. Now, let us talk about top companies using Ruby. GitHub, the world's largest code hosting platform, was originally written in Ruby on Rails. Other companies like Shopify and Airbnb also rely heavily on Ruby for their web platforms. Twitter initially started with Ruby before scaling to Java for performance reasons. Despite some companies migrated away from Ruby at scale, it remains a strong language for building MPVs, which is minimum viable products, and web application quickly. If you are interested in rapid web development and want to work for startups or companies building web applications, Ruby is a great skill to have. Its simplicity and power have made it a popular choice for creating scalable web platforms. TypeScript is relatively new programming language introduced by Microsoft in 2012. It's a superset of JavaScript that adds static types, meaning developers can catch potential bugs earlier in development process. This has made TypeScript incredibly popular, especially in large code bases where maintaining stability is crucial. TypeScript compiles down to JavaScript, making it fully compatible with all existing JavaScript libraries and frameworks. Its strength lies in scalability, which is why it's quickly becoming the preferred choice for enterprise level JavaScript development. Angular, a major web framework, is built entirely with TypeScript. Now, let us talk about top companies using TypeScript. Google is one of the biggest users of TypeScript, using it extensively for Angular and many of its internal tools. Microsoft is another heavy user of TypeScript for their web services like Office 365 and cloud platforms. Other companies like Slack and Asana have adopted TypeScript for their web applications to reduce bugs and make their code bases more manageable. If you are working on large scale web applications or want to improve your JavaScript skills, TypeScript is a great language to learn. It's becoming the industry standard for developing scalable and maintainable JavaScript applications. R is a language designed for data analysis, statistics, and visualization. R has a vast ecosystem of libraries for performing complex statistical computations and creating data visualizations. Our strength lies in its ability to handle large data sets and apply advanced statistical models. It's heavily used in academia, healthcare, finance, and any industry that relies on data driven decision making. R's visualizations, powered by libraries like ggplot2, make it a powerful tool for creating insightful, presentation ready graphics. Now, let us talk about top companies using R. Companies like Facebook and Google use R for data analysis and statistical modeling. Twitter uses R to analyze user sentiment and engagement, while Bank of America employs R to run complex financial models. IBM also supports R in its data science platforms, making it highly sought after skill in data-driven industries. If you are aiming for career in data science, machine learning, or statistics, R is a language you should definitely master. Its robust ecosystem makes it indispensable for anyone working in the field of data analytics.